need to remove from we will need to remove this person from the immersion. Okay, so let's say I always like to start our conversations asking to everyone to introducing themselves, and I will do this. Let me check the YouTube transmission if everything is okay. I don't know why this happens sometimes, but I think everything's okay.
For me, it's showing we are on.
Yeah, yeah, we are live right now. So, guys, let's start with our introductions. Okay, so I will start, and then I will pick someone to continue, and we can manage this way. Okay. So my name is Carlos. I'm 34 years old. I work as a software engineer to a company located in USA, and I only could achieve this job because I did a lot of interviews after I joined Talk and Talk community. Since I started here in Talk and Talk, I did more than 60, mais 60 job interviews. And in each interview, I was learning something important to my career and how to present myself and gain confidence. So this is the reason why I like Talk and Talk so much, and I try to advocate or try to spread the word about Talk and Talk. Então, eu tento evangelizar as pessoas acerca da palavra da Talk and Talk because this community is amazing. And that's me. I forgot to say, I live in the south of Brazil, the worst place to live in the country because those days are doing 1 degree, 2 degrees. It's fucking cold and I hate cold. And before the summer uh, start, I always say that, I'm using a heater on my left because other way you can froze if you sit down in front of a computer. It's too much code to me. And that's it. Let's jump to you, João Gilson, from the south of Brazil to northwest of Brazil, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm from. Um, Good morning, guys. My name is John. So I am 26 years old. In the I am here in Tech Talking. I think almost still 1 year. In the my free time, I like to read books, watch movies, go out with friends. I like to play guitar, my free time too. Um, it's it. We will talk here about interviews today. It's a good subject. Sometimes I do interviews. I do it with someone to the company is hiring. I do technical interview, and so it's good. Um, it's just yeah. Uh, uh, uma part of my life. That's it.
All right, that's awesome. And what about you, Yanka? Can you talk a little bit about you, please?
Yes. Good morning, guys. Carlos, is your name Carlos apenas? Is it right?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And no, it's a nickname, It's cause
Apenas?
it's cause I want to be a content creator, but I don't have a fancy last name, I don't have a really good last name. It's a common name, Carlos Santos. So there is thousands and thousands Carlos Santos around the world, and I spent, I don't know, 3 years trying to find a really good name to my YouTube channel. And one day I quit and I gave up and I decided it will be only Carlos. But I can't register a YouTube channel with only Carlos. And I was trying Carlos and a lot of other stuff, and I tried Carlos apenas, and that worked. So that's the reason. It's because it's only available name to me, It's just Carlos.
Okay, Carlos, it was awesome. Thanks.
That's it.
Well, my name is Bianca Almeida da Silva. Two common
I'm
names.
I'm Almeida as well. Carlos Eduardo Almeida Santos. It's my full name.
Okay. I'm 28 years old. I'm living in Campinas for now, doing my PhD in here. I am a demographer. I live with two cats, and in my free time or during the day, actually, I like to work out, to sleep, to watch some series, and to do nothing sometimes. And about job interviews, I had some job interviews. It was really hard, but I made it, and I am really glad about it.
All right, all right. And what about you, Oswaldo? Can you talk a little bit about you, please?
Okay. Uh, well, I like to learn a little bit about everything around me. I consider myself a really curious person because, for example, in my leisure time, I try to learn about everything I'm doing that moment. For example, actually, I like to virtual motorsports, so I try to learn about the uh, this kind of championships such as rally, F1, and so on. Uh, yeah, and learn about how the cars works. Try to learn about how the motors of the car motors works, something like that. I like to play guitar, like Gama said, and try to sing some songs. And well, I'm here since last May, and I try to get more confidence to try to get a job in another country, like almost of us, I guess. Yeah, summary. Yeah, and I'm 37 years old. I'm a little older, I guess, because I'm starting as software developer after 30 years old, you know. But I believe myself. I believe that I have totally conditions to get a good opportunities for my life and my family. Yeah, in summary, that's it.
All right, thank you, Oswald. And what about you, Rogério? Can you talk a little bit about you, please?
Yes, God. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I will be in the car going to Macaé City. Okay. I'm not. I'm here as a passenger, no, not driving.
Okay,
So
that's a safety condition.
yes, nice. So I'm Rogério. I'm 49 years old. I live in Rio de Janeiro with my family. I'm an accountant. I've been working as an accountant since 2010. But in this area, I've been working since 2003. You know, I have more than over, I have more than 20 years working as accountant. Okay.
All right.
Yes. My free time, I like to play my guitar, to listen, news, watch movies. I think that's enough.
All right, that's awesome. Do you live in Rio de Janeiro, you say? Rogério, do you live in Rio de Janeiro?
Yes.
All right.
Rio de Janeiro,
That's
Rio
a
de
really
Janeiro, yes.
sorry. That's a really interesting city, because I was
Yes.
reading those days about uh okay, I think
Rio de Janeiro.
I think you are frozen. I lost something you say, but I was trying to say I was looking for some informations about Rio de Janeiro, and it's really interesting for those who want to learn English because there is a lot of tourists in there. It's
Yes,
common
yes,
people speaking English, so it's really good to you. Congratulations. I live in the middle of nowhere, and the only chance I had to speak in English is with you guys. So that's why I love talk and talk so much. All right, and I forgot to say one thing about me. I'm the best host here in Talk and Talk, and we had the best time to learn English. It's Wednesday, 7 o'clock. So if you want to practice your English communication and have some fun, join us on our community. Okay, let's go to our questions. Let's start with you. Let me ask. I will start with you, Rogério. You say you are working as an account for almost 20 years, if I understood correctly. Você falou que já
yes.
está trabalhando aí nessa área aí já faz uns 20 anos, se eu entendi bem. Let's start with the first question. I don't know if you can read because you are in the mobile, but if you cannot, I can read to you. But
I
can
can
you
read it.
start with? Oh, no problem.
Can read it, please.
So can you read the first question? Start answering to us, please.
Yes, yes. When was your last job interview? Did you get the job? Did you do your best? My last job interview was last year when I tried to change for this actual job. Uh, I'm not good. I wasn't prepared very well for this job interview, so I uh, I I don't have English as I am talking here and talking and talk. I I was studying English, but my English is not so good. So some companies requesting for my position English uh, for advanced English, for example, but I don't have in the spirit. I I try to do my best for this interview, but it's not so good. So I will start to change again after I starting my conversation on this platform. So I think I ever moment that I speak it, I see I getting more confidence. So I will try to change my job. Let's see what I will get for this future.
All right, that's really good. Thank you for sharing. And what about you, João Jusso? When was your last job interview?
My last job interview was yesterday, but
Oh,
I'm in process yet. I don't know. So I'll talk about some the my last one that I have finished. I finished the process. Uh, it was an interview in English, so but I think that I didn't do my best because I think that I need no, I could study more before the interview. In the I didn't do it, but in the I don't got the job. So but I in this interview specifically wanted to try to uh, was in English. It was one of the I think my second interview in English, I was there more for experience. No for specific job, but for experience. But in general, I am doing just the interview in English. I don't. I have. I didn't have to interviews for Brazil, but yesterday was a Brazilian interview. But in general, I don't have accept interviews here in Brazil. Uh, I like to do interviews, but no, I I don't it, I do not do it always because I think if I have a good offer, I will accept it. So I don't want to exit from my job now because I know that I am learning a lot what I am. So I think it's not time yet, but it will happen. It's it.
All right. That's really good. Thank you for sharing. And what about you, Yanka? When was your last job interview? How was the process?
Well, my last job interview, it was in 2022. It was my doctorate interview with a table with three teachers asking questions to me. So it was really hard to pass through that process. I got the job. I am doing the doctorate nowadays. So, but it was really hard because I tried to do my best, and they release a list with several texts, like 20 texts that you have to read, and they select some questions about these texts during the interview to ask to you. So you have to study all these texts because you don't know what theme or what subject they will approach during the interview. So you have to really prepare yourself before. I took like 4 months preparing myself, and I trained a lot this interview. So it was hard, but it was okay. I made it. I am doing this job nowadays.
All right. That's really awesome, because I never got 4 months 4 months of preparing to pass in a job interview. So that's really awesome. Congratulations, you rock. And what about you, Osvaldo? How was and when was your last job interview?
Okay, to start my answer, I need to say that I have a plan to get another job, you know. So I'm updating my resume, LinkedIn, you know. I'm trying to get some feedbacks about that. Uh, it's been a hard process for me because I think I'll have to pay someone to evaluate this because it's hard for me because I don't have any reference to follow. So I'm finished this step, and then I will apply apply to job in another countries. You know, I have a spreadsheet that I've uh, about the places that I want to work. You know, for example, I have 10 countries that I am interesting to work there because I intend to live abroad. So I think it's important, and I'm getting the European citizenship, cidadania europeia. I almost finish this process, and my last job interview was in the beginning of this year. It was interesting because I flew to my current head office company, and I've met a person that is a data analyst, and we have a good conversation about job and companies and so on. And he offered me a position as developer in his company, so I get this opportunity, but the problem was that the job was presential way, so by the time I prefer to uh, to be in my current position, because of course I really like to work this company. It's a good place to work in general, yeah. But in the future I will try to do interviews to job in another country.
All right, that's really awesome. Congratulations. Uh, Let me check. I did a lot of interviews, I think the last year, I stopped a little bit doing job interviews because I was focused on gain experience in this company I'm working right now. But I did, I don't know, 2 months ago, a job interview. Um, I don't have problem when I have to talk to someone, talk and talk helped me a lot with that, the aspects of being interviewed by a video conference or a video call. So it's not a problem, but I didn't pass because I did, I don't know, 2 steps of the interview, but when they give me the I forgot how to say that. Tipo, na parte de tecnologia, eles sempre dão, tipo, uma tarefinha de casa. Agora eu esqueci como é que é o termo que eles usam para isso. Tipo, você tem que fazer um programinha lá para você provar que você sabe codificar. And I'm not a lazy guy, but when I read the description of the task, I didn't get interested, about what I have to do, and I quit the process because it was too boring to me to do that. And I only could did that this decision because I'm in a safe place, I think, right now. Because I don't know, 1 year and a half ago, I was unemployed, and if I had to do a lot of code to pass in an interview, I will do for sure. But right now, I can avoid something I don't want. So that was my last job interview, I think. The guys, it was interesting because the guy is from Argentina, but he's living in New York, and he was interviewing me here in Brazil. And this guy already live in Brazil, and he know how to speak Portuguese, and are really good Portuguese. And we had a good conversation in English, in Portuguese, and I tried to talk a little bit in Spanish with him. So it was amazing. All right, let's go to the other question. Question number 2. Let's start with you, Bianca. Can you read the question number 2, please?
Yes. What questions do you dislike in a job interview? All of them. I would like to be to be hired without this, but I think mainly subjective questions like which kind of animal would you like to be? It's a stupid question in my perception. I don't like this kind of question. And well, subjective questions and obvious questions also. Like, you already read my resume, you already read my lattes, my curriculum, and I don't like when someone asks things that it's already in there, isn't to go deep in the topic, but it's an obvious question that it's already there, clearly in there. So I think these two kinds of questions, I think. And during the doctorate interview, they asked to us if we would like to do the doctorate without scholarship, without bolsa. And it's impossible to do a doctorate without a scholarship because you have to work at the same time, but you will be cobrado at the same way if you do not work at that time. So to me, it was a stupid question too. It's this.
All right. That's really interesting what you say about the scholarship, because I know someone who did a master degree and a doctorate degree, and then she made a postdoctorate degree, Ela é, acho que é pós-doutoranda que fala, né? And she never had to work, actually. Her husband is a really rich guy, and but they offered to her a scholarship, tipo uma bolsa, and she got, and I didn't understand why she did that, because it was, I don't know how much was, but people always say it's not enough. But she got the money, and I was looking to her and say, oh my gosh, you don't need that. Why you are doing this? Maybe someone else could need more than you. But she say, oh, they offered to me and I got money. It's money. And I realize sometimes people can be, how can I say, people can have different decisions than us. I will put this way: people can have different decisions than us. Because if I was on her position, I think I will not accept this scholarship, because I don't need. But if I was in her position, and that's it. That's the reason why I didn't get a master degree nowadays, because I need to work and do a master degree. It will be a lot of extra work, and I can't pay for that, I say. Tipo, não, acho que eu não conseguiria lidar, trabalhar e fazer um mestrado, por exemplo, ao mesmo tempo. Então, é realmente difícil. So, congratulations, Bianca. I really admire you for your effort and everything you are doing. Okay, let's jump to you, João Gilson. There is a type of question or kind of question you dislike during a job interview.
I think Yaga said, questions that there is not for job. It's not the subject for job. For example, tell me things, uh, three things that three positive things about you, or three negative things. Uh, it can be keyword, I don't know, but I like interviews that is more specific for job. Tell me about future, tell me about your career, for example. Tell me about what do you think where you want to go. So it's more in specific for job interview. If the I think something the job is not so specific. So I think they want to get your time. In that, so stay doing a lot of questions that uh for me I don't see what they want with that. Uh, so in general, the interviews that I do, I don't have problem with this. In general, development in specific interviews uh are are good. At least I like. I like the interview that I did, but in here in Brazil, I think I like it, but if when I do interviews for abroad, they are more specific about the job. They are more literal. Uh, they don't want to know a lot about you, about your life. They just want uh to know if we know do what they want. Just it's not so uh they around it uh with a lot of questions. Just see about specific questions. I think it.
Ah, what you say, it's really true, you know. Companies abroad, they don't play games with us. They go direct to the point, and this is the reason I'm only doing interviews to companies abroad from Brazil because they go direct to the point. This is really what I want, you know. I don't want to spend my time talking a lot of bullshit, and then they came with me with per seller position or something like that, you know, because they never. Oh, that's a subject to another question. And what about you, Rogério? Uh, there is some kind of question you dislike during a job interview?
Yes, that is. I have the same idea with Johan Jason. I dislike this the question. What is the weakness and strengths points? Oh Jesus! Tell me 3 or 5 points that you have. Oh, I dislike this question. I I always uh, try to prepare to answer this question. Let me see, 5 weakness points. I'm lazy. I am ethical. To tell the truth all the time. I try to think in what you said, you know. I dislike the question. Uh, I think the developing is important in this interview. The developing is related to the what you the best you can do if you hired. You know, I think uh, the the this interview must be objective. You need to show your resume, your experience, your abilities that you can change something in this new company. I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Rogério. Can I ask you one more thing before we jump to Oswald? You say you have around 20 years working as an accountant. During
Yes.
this time, did you have the opportunity to interview someone?
Yes. For this actual company, I faced with a hard interview with the, the boss. Uh, I think it was three interviews. Uh, the the office that was managed this position, the boss, I think in the owner as well. So was hard interview, and thanks God I don't. It's all it is all in Portuguese. So this interview was for this position as accountants. You know.
Okay. Thank you, Rogério. And what about you, Osvaldo? There is a type of questions you dislike during a job interview?
I was thinking about Gama talked, and when he started to answer, I was disagree with him, but the 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 reasons that he talked uh, put in my mind interesting things. So uh, in this at the moment, I agree with Gama and Rogério was talking about. I think about this kind of thoughts questions, the recruiters could be asking this with the other ways, or with a challenge or a kind of test, because almost of us trying to say better things or the almost better things about yourself and try to minimize our mistakes, So uh, I disagree at this point. In my opinion, I don't like the questions about personal thoughts such as religion or politic positions, Particularly, I didn't receive questions about politicians, but I've seen people that receive this kind of questions. Let me see. In general, I try to I liked almost of the job interview questions. I think about Gama was talking about my point of view. I think it's important for the companies know our beliefs, So this kind of the alignment is, in my opinion, is important for the future on the company or to do the our daily tasks, Yeah, in summary, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Osvaldo. Guys, I won't say Rogério left the conversation, but I have 4 tips I want to give it to you guys at the end of our conversation related to job hunting. So I will ask to everyone stay here because I think it will be good to share that experience I gained during this time. Okay. Let's go to the other questions. Let me check. We can merge the question number 4 and question number 5, I think. Both questions, I think, sorry. Sorry. Let's merge the question number 3 and number 4. I did a mistake, because I think question number 3 and number 4 are related. And let's start with you, Yanka. The question number 3 say, how do you respond when they ask about salary expectation? And question number 4 say, what do you think about job ads that doesn't show salary? Should they include? So I think we can talk uh, about those questions together. What do you think about that, Yanka?
Well, about job salary expectation, I would try to make a range with the minimum and the maximum. The maximum, it will be my dream salary, and the minimum, it will be what the market is paying for the position, So I would have to make a research before about the position, about the salary with the position and this value. it will be my minimum. My minimum, it will be what market it's paying for that position. And I don't like when the companies doesn't show the salary that they would like to pay for the position. It's unfair in my perception. So I wouldn't apply for this one.
All right, all right. And what about you, Osvaldo? What do you think about that?
Some like I said some times ago, I was a self-employed entrepreneur, and I had some employers. In my current moment of career, in my side project, I've selected a kind of developer too. So in my opinion, I I I really try to show the salary, a faixa salarial. I don't know how can I say that. But depend of the person and the in your background. It's important to consider to enhance the salary, to improve the salary, to try to get the the um, the person expectation and our possibilities, you know. So I try to put this kind of thoughts on the table, be, before to decide about that, you know. For example, some days ago, I was looking for job ads, and I've seen an interesting job that match a lot with myself, you know, but the salary, faixa salarial, it was not good for me, you know. So, for example, because that I didn't send my resume or I didn't apply for this position. If the company had a different margin, or maybe doesn't show the salary, I would try to apply that job, for example, because it was so close to me, you know. I have to say that all the requisites, I had to do that, you know. Uh, well, about the strengths and weakness, yeah, it's always a kind of questions. It's hard to answer, but I try to have.
No,
Oh,
sorry.
number four. I'm sorry. Number four. Yes.
No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Three and number four.
Yeah. Yeah. I answered that. I answered that. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Osvaldo. And what about you, João Gilson? What do you think about that?
I think I don't know why, but the in Brazil we have a problem with salary in the ads job. I don't know why, because if you, when you want the when you get the ads for companies abroad, always there is a range of salary there. In Brazil, it don't happen. I don't know why, but in the time sometimes we just see the value in the end of the interview. So sometimes it cannot be good because you expected uh, um higher value, so it's not what you do want, so you can decline the job. But in general, always that I do interview or I search the company at Glassdoor. I don't know if you know. There are uh, there are a lot of salaries there that people that work at the company and about benefits in this. Uh, about job. So from there, it's possible to get some to intend what the value the company can pay you about it. So always I enter la or I enter. So I I haven't applied for companies in general. Sometimes that I have done in interviews, it's because the company have asked me on LinkedIn. So in general, I have done it in English, but I like I prefer that the companies put it at that it's better for all because they in my career they always asking about my salary expectations. So if they put it in ads, sometimes I will not do the interview because it's a filter in the first. So they it's good for both, I think. So that's it.
All right, that's really interesting. And related to that, actually, I think in a strange way, because I think you need to use strategy, No inglês, strategy, do francês, estratégia. Do you know Bop movie? All right. But I think you need to use strategy because people and companies actually are looking for the to spend less than possible, with the better quality when they are trying to hire someone. Então, eles esperam pagar o menos possível para a pessoa melhor qualificada. And of course they sometimes doesn't show a salary range, uma faixa salarial, né? But when I try to apply, I try to use a strategy, like Bianca say, I have a number, it's my dream salary, and I have a baseline, it's can be how I'm earning right now, or can be the base what I want to achieve, but I always use a salary range. And I try to use some techniques I learned related to uh, programação neurolinguística. I don't know how to say that in English, because there is some triggers in our mind. When you bring a number, you create like a âncora. I don't know how to say that in English. So I use those experience when I try to negotiate a salary range. And the best place to get improvement in your salary and is when you are fighting to enter in a new company. After you are working in there 1 year, 2 years, you can do that, but it will be harder than when you are trying to be hired. So I remember, I will share numbers with you guys because I did that 5 years ago, so it's not a problem. I was doing a job interview and I was earning around 7, 8K per month, and I was trying to achieve at least 9K. Eu queria ganhar pelo menos 9 mil. Eu tava ganhando tipo 7, 8 mil e eu queria ganhar pelo menos 9 mil. And when they ask me that, I give to them a salary range. Like I'm looking for something between 12 and 9K. Então, tipo, essa foi a minha estratégia. Eu queria ganhar o 9, mas eu joguei o 12. The 9 a 12. And they say, oh, that's too much to us. We really like you and you have the experience we want in the company. And do you are open to negotiate? And I say, yeah, I'm open. And they offer me 10K oh, it was awesome. It was above than I was expecting, you know? And I say, oh, that's too low to me. What you can offer, uh, I don't know, benefits to achieve that, you know? And to improve this proposal, para melhorar a proposta, né? And they say, oh, we can offer nothing to you because you will be PJ, você vai ser PJ, so we can other give to you other benefits. And I say, oh, let me do some maths. And I put them in the hold. Tipo, eu coloquei eles na geladeira e falei, deixa eu fazer algumas contas. E eu esperei uns 2, 3 dias, montei uma planilha no Excel, vou falar em português, que a gente tá chegando perto do fim. Tipo, eu montei uma planilha em inglês, falei, ó, isso aqui é o que eu tô ganhando hoje, esses são os benefícios que eu tenho hoje. Se você multiplicar por 12, tipo, fazer lá um salário anual, tipo, eu ganho tantos, eu tô ganhando, tipo, 90 mil por ano. Se eu for trabalhar com vocês, eu vou ganhar tantos mil por ano. Então, tipo, eu vou estar, na verdade, perdendo dinheiro, por mais que os 10 mil que vocês estão oferecendo pode parecer um avanço no meu salário, na realidade eu vou estar perdendo, porque eu vou estar perdendo esse outro benefício. E aí, tipo, gravei um vídeo, não só mandei a planilha, mas eu gravei um vídeo e mandei para eles mostrando matematicamente por que que para mim não era uma boa decisão. E aí eu esperei a resposta deles. E a resposta deles foi tipo assim, ó, então além do teu salário de 10 mil, a gente vai oferecer para você um bônus de contratação. Quando você terminar 3 meses na empresa, a gente vai pagar um salário extra para você. E quando você completar um ano de empresa, a gente paga um outro salário extra para você. Claro que condicionado a algumas cláusulas de performance dentro da empresa lá, algumas coisas que a gente quer que você alcance. E também vão te dar 15 dias de férias remunerada no ano. Pô, para quem é PJ, eu não tinha férias, eu saí com um salário maior, com 2 bônus no ano e com 15 dias de férias que eu poderia tirar. Cara, isso para mim foi a maior negociação da minha vida. Eu confesso para vocês que eu tava gravando o vídeo assim tremendo de medo, mas eu demonstrei confiança e isso tipo me colocou assim em um outro patamar, que possibilitou a minha saída da polícia e essa experiência me ajudou em todas as outras entrevistas que eu faço hoje. Então, tipo assim, você ter um percentual de aumento de 50%, tipo, eu ganhava 8, tipo, se eu colocasse ali por mês dividindo, eu fui para quase 12 mil por mês. Claro que contando com os bônus, as férias e tudo mais, né? Então, tipo assim, foi um salto gigantesco para mim e, tipo, realmente transformou a minha carreira. Mas confesso que não foi fácil. Tipo, eu estava confortável na posição onde eu estava. Tipo, se não der certo essa proposta, eu vou continuar trabalhando onde eu tô. Então, eu assumi um risco maior e consegui ter um retorno maior. Então, isso foi algo bem bacana e realmente transformou. Tipo, em nenhum emprego você vai ter, se você pedir para o teu chefe, eu quero um aumento, ele vai te dar o quê? 10% de aumento, 15% de aumento. Isso se você for o cara mais badass, né? Então, uh, what I say, you need to use strategy when you are being hired. Of course, you need to be realistic because I know the company could pay more. You know, if it was a lower company with lower number of employees, I couldn't do that, you know, because I know they couldn't have enough money. And after 1 year working in this company, I realized the 12K per month, it was less than they pay to other guys like me. Então, tipo assim, eles queriam me pagar 9, na verdade, eles queriam me pagar 10, mas somando os bônus, tudo, eles estavam me pagando mais ou menos uns 12 mil por mês. É, Mas aí eu sabia que, tipo, depois de um tempo, eles pagavam 15 mil para os caras com a mesma experiência que eu. Então, tipo, eles ainda estavam no lucro, assim, 3 mil reais por mês, entendeu? Então,
Eles também estavam negociando com você.
exatamente. Então, se eu tivesse aceitado 9, para eles ia ser uma baita economia. Ia ser bom para mim, não ia ser ruim, mas eu consegui uma posição um pouco melhor. All right, guys, we are getting close to the end of our conversation. I would appreciate your patient with me. And I know the last few minutes I talk a lot, but I want to share with you guys this experience because really changed my life. I could do a lot of other things and invest in myself, in my education with that money. I could start learning English because this extra income helped me a lot. So be prepared when you are doing a job interview, but be realistic. Don't ask a 10K position if you want to work abroad. Eu quero ganhar $10 mil. Don't do that because otherwise you will not be hired. Companies pay much less than that, but you need some strategy. When you are doing a job interview. I share two links with you guys. It's our survey and